Hey guys, and welcome to Tuesday. I just got back from work, and I've got a book package here from Simon & Schuster that I thought I would open real quick. I know what it is because it's like the only book I've requested recently. So this is, let's see, oh wait, just kidding. This is not the book that I thought it was going to be. How interesting is that? Weird. Okay. Cool. Okay, so what this is the paperback of a book I already got. So I did request a book from Simon & Schuster. It comes out in November. It's called The Face Fakers Game. And I'm starting to think I'm not going to get it. I was actually thinking this was going to be it. I was like, oh cool, they finally sent me that book. But they sent me this. No One Knows. Came out a little while ago. They sent me the hardcover. I never actually got around to it, which is, I mean, I feel bad about. I wish I'd gotten to it. It just kind of happened in the middle of I think I opened it on here, on the vlog. It happened in the middle of computer issues and getting ready for the wedding, so I never got around to reading it. So it's this is a paperback version of No One Knows by J.T. Ellison. And, you know, I'm going to get to it. I would love to read it before the end of the year and do a review of it, even if I missed reviewing the hardback. It looks like the paperback is coming out, if it's not out already. Okay, so it looks like the paperback is coming out November 1st. So I believe the hardback came out earlier in the year, like March or April or May or June, one of those months. And so this one comes out at the beginning of November. So it says, with the same page-turning suspense as The Girl on the Train and The Husband's Secret, New York Times bestselling author J.T. Ellison's No One Knows is a riveting, skillfully plotted thriller that questions if the narrator's husband really has returned from the dead or if she is merely losing her mind. So that sounds fun. Aubrey Hamilton has been mourning her missing husband for 5 years, despite being considered the prime suspect in his murder. Interesting. Well, I'm going to read it. I am going to read it at some point in the very near future. I plan on getting through some mysteries, especially in December. I have a couple things already in line for the next several weeks. I have several things already in line for the next several weeks, so I don't think I'll be able to get to it before December, but definitely going to get to it before the year's over. I very much hope. And now I have 2 copies, so maybe I'll give one away. I don't know. I'll have to decide which one I like better. I mean, obviously, I should read the books and decide if I actually like the book, but I'll decide. Maybe I'll decide one to keep if I do like it. If I do end up liking it, I'll keep one and give one away. But I'll decide that when the time comes. But anyway, my legs have been feeling mostly all right today. Actually, since driving home, like when I got in the car and started driving home, they started itching, and I'm trying so hard not to scratch them. And I don't have any more lavender oil to put on them, which was really helping. The lavender oil is really helping. Maybe I have some other stuff that I can put on though. I guess I can go back to baking soda, even though I really don't want to, because we already cleaned up. I've started to clean up like the baking soda mess that like happened over the last few days. So, and I already took my medicine this morning, so I'm not sure. I'm gonna maybe just let it do its thing, hold out on it, try not to touch it as much as I possibly can, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, cool. This is one of the first times I've gotten like a paperback version of a book they also sent me the hardback for. Maybe they were just like nudging it to me like, we saw you didn't do a review of this yet, so do one. I'll get to it as soon as I can, but I don't know what I'm going to do right now. I have several things that I can work on, and so I'm not sure which one I want to work on. Either reading, book planning, or vlog, or actually not right this second, but I think tonight, I can't say definites yet, but I was working on that thing last night, one of the like little animations that are going to go into the star, the reading of the star for my booktube channel, and I would like to actually record the star tonight if I can get myself in the mood for it, and feel like I'm practiced enough, and if I have the time, I would kind of like to do it as soon as possible. But yeah, we'll see if I can get that done tonight. And I did it. I filmed the first episode of Rhodes Reading. I did The Star by Arthur C. Clarke, and it was alright. It went well enough, I guess. Quite a few bumps in everything. So I like had this light. I had the thing start off just dark with just the computer screen illuminating my face just a tiny little bit, mostly in the dark though. And then I like reached my foot over here while I was flipping through pages and just kind of hit it with my foot. and turned it on because I thought it would be a cool little effect. We'll see how it turned out. And yeah, I'm happy enough with how it went. It is unbelievably freezing in here, by the way. It is very cold in this apartment right now. So my camera died, like, right at the end of filming. So that was fun. I had to go charge it for a little bit. Giselle and I just sat and talked and kept each other warm for a little bit while I waited for it to finish charging up a little bit, at least enough for me to do the last couple paragraphs of the thing. Anyway, so all that, and I also finished all the little animation things that are going to be playing throughout. I am looking right now for some music to put it throughout it. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with that yet. I would like to play at least a little bit of music. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how I feel about it. I'm definitely going to try to get it edited tonight before I go to bed. It'll be very nice, so I can post it tomorrow. And I feel good about it. There was lots of little starts and stops. We'll see how it blends together. I mean, we'll see how I feel about it after it's edited, but I thought I would film this real quick before it's actually edited to say at least the filming I felt went okay. And I'm looking forward to seeing how it all turns out. It's the first one, so obviously I'm going to need lots of practice to get better. But hopefully people like it. If not, then I won't do it again. But if they do, then I will. I'll give it a couple more goes. And I thought I would show you a couple of these little animations and how they work. And how I made them the way I did. So, let's see. Well, first, when I was reading through, I was like trying to... first couple times I was trying to read through, I tried to like think of imagery in my head, like images that were in my head. I was just trying to like, okay, how can I make that come out? Is that doable for me? Because there's some certain things I would like to do that I just don't know how to do yet. Maybe if I practice more, maybe if I do this more, and just think of more ways of how to do stuff and learn how to do this better, how to work this program After Effects, where I created my outro for my booktube channel. Maybe I can learn it a little bit better, and eventually be able to do more stuff that I want to do. But I was trying to think of like, okay, what can I actually do? And so I try to make just really simplistic things in my head. I went and found a ton of images on Google, and I altered them a ton and like composited them all together and made like a bunch of little things on top of one another to kind of put them all together and kind of make the image that was in my head. So I found all the little pieces and then put them together. And this first one is a good example of that. So in the beginning of like the very first paragraph, at the end of the very first paragraph in this story, the character is describing a crucifix hanging in his cabin in this spaceship that he's in. And so I was thinking like, okay, so like a star field with a crucifix in it, and then he describes it being like hanging above his computer. So I had like a bright shining computer screen. So like, how can I do like a little animation of like the star field plus the crucifix coming in, like maybe it's like shaking a little bit, maybe it's swaying a little bit because the ship is moving, and maybe it's and then it's all dark in the room except for the light from the computer screen. So that's where my mind was at with that. So basically what I did was, okay, so if you remember from my outro, if you watched me make that outro, if you watched the vlog when I made that, you will remember that, hopefully you remember that the checkerboard here means that it's transparent. So this was where you would see my face. So my face would be talking right here, and then you can't really see it that well at all, really, but there are stars. They're just like these little white stars over here. So the stars would start to come in on their own. Stars would start to come in, and then the black would slowly start to cover my face. So you wouldn't be able to see me anymore at this point. And then it would slowly start to zoom out, and then the shuttle's window would come through, and then the computer screen. And then you can't really see it that well on on the camera. There we go. You can see the crucifix kind of comes in. So it kind of comes in and starts swaying a little bit, and then the screen, and then it kind of blurs back there, and the screen kind of becomes the focus, and then it's going to fade out and back to me. So the way I do that, these are all the layers. So it kind of, all these different key points, they're all just like cues. That's how this program works. You're just creating keyframes, which are like cues for things to happen. So like the opacity, the solidity of a certain object. So like you see how like the shuttle window just kind of fades in. That's something I controlled, and just like and these are all separate images. This is a separate image. This is a separate image that I cut out the window, and the crucifix is a separate image that I kind of made my own little thing for, that I kind of made my own little like silhouette, sort of glowing silhouette for. And then the screen is just like a picture of a computer screen that I found that was already lit up and had this like blue glow around it, and I kind of separated the glow from the screen and made the glow come up with it and stuff, and I think it just looks nice. And so that's how that one works. And then there's of course a few more, so I don't have to save that. So this is the monolith, so this again would be transparent over my face, so the monolith would come in, and then slowly the moving nebula in the back would fade in as well. So the transparent bit would still be me, and then the nebula, and then it would fade out back to me. So anyway, so then that's I'll show you what that looked like originally, what this image looked like originally, because it definitely didn't look like that. So this is like the original image. Actually, it was flipped the other way too, so it was more like that. So it was flipped the other way, and so I basically just added a bunch of my own stuff to it, and eventually ended up with that star field in the background, the nebula, where I can there's enough of it up and down so I can like have it move, be animated, and then over top of it is just a specifically colorized version of the monolith and the little world that it's on. Makes more sense for the light to be looking like this because of the colors of the nebula. So here, and then I'll show you one more and how it's made. So this would be, it would kind of, instead of having it fade from transparent to this, it would just kind of fade to this, and as it's fading into this, it's kind of zooming in, and then as it's zooming in, this is supposed to be a stained glass window, and so as it's zooming in, the stained glass window slowly starts to become a little bit more transparent, and as if your like eye is getting closer to it. And like if you've ever looked through stained glass before, you can sort of make out the things that are behind it if you really try to focus on what's there. So I try to do that as much as I can, kind of elaborate that, kind of exaggerate it a little bit. And so as you zoom closer in, you can kind of see the stars outside the window come more into focus. So anyway, that's like just the general idea of what I was trying to do. And then Giselle did a lovely little voiceover for me for the beginning part, like after my battery died. She came in and was lovely enough to make a little Rhodes, the Reading Rhodes presents Rhodes Reading The Star by Arthur C. Clarke. So we'll see how that sounds. Hopefully it all works out good. I'm really excited for it. Anyway, that's finally something I talked about several weeks ago coming to fruition. That vlog is not out yet. Like the vlog where I talk about it is not out yet. I'm behind still quite a bit, so it's not like I talked about it and then you're like, what is that? Like, we haven't seen that yet. So you'll have seen this if you've watched it, if you decided to watch it. Maybe you didn't. If you didn't, maybe you'll be compelled to do so now. But it's out. This thing will be out before that vlog is out, which is actually okay with me. I'm glad about that. They'll actually have something to reference, like to actually show like, oh, this is what I'm talking about when I post that vlog. Like the video will be up. So anyway, that's about it for today. I think I'm gonna finish editing this. This has been most of my focus for the night. I've taken breaks I took a break for a nap. I took a break for reading. I took a break to pick up Giselle. Took a couple breaks to hang out with her. Took a couple breaks to think about my book a little bit more. Took a couple breaks to, I haven't done any vlog stuff tonight or any other thing else really. I took a couple breaks to eat, and that's about it. So I think that's it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you tomorrow. Oh, and my legs feel really good right now, by the way. It feels really nice to actually like feel the itchiness going away completely. And I mean, sometimes I get like little bits of itchiness, but it feels so much better than it did before. And hopefully these little things continue to keep working on me, and hopefully they kick in for real. Like hopefully everything is completely gone by like maybe the end of this week. Like hopefully all the itchiness will be gone, and therefore all the distractedness that I feel from it will be gone by the time NaNoWriMo hits, so I don't have to not be focused on writing when the time comes. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you tomorrow.